Hey there, troopers. This is Random Game Channel. I'm doing something a little impromptu here because I really wanted to cover this topic about the Galactic Front. So I just saw that the dev team released this Federation dossier about the Galactic Front. I kind of wanted to jump in on this and kind of go over this ahead of schedule. I was originally planning to do this either this week or next week, depending on how my schedule goes for the content drop. But seeing as how they did this little FAQ kind of thing or information thing, kind of wanted to just go and talk about that now because this is one of those topics where a lot of people have a lot of questions. Alright, so Galactic Front. So basically an overview what this is you create this company, or you can think of it as like a clan, and you create this clan or this company, you play with the team members there, and then you go and do special missions on the new planet Boreas. And then each of these specialized missions have certain objectives that you need to do. And then if you complete them all, you get like a medal per objective you complete. And then that'll feed into the community's progress for the Galactic Front that's currently available. So you don't really need to be in a company of other people. You can create your own company and just be a company of one. Other people will backfill into the matchmaking when it's going, and then from there you just play like normal. I believe each newly created company will get 1,000 free points to use to run missions. In order to get more points, you just need to play regular matches, and then every time you successfully complete a match, you'll get some VP or victory points at the end. So that's kind of it in a nutshell here, but let's actually read through this document together and see what the dev team has to say. Alright, so let's just read this. Welcome to the Galactic Front. Troopers, we've gotten a lot of questions from you over the past few days on our fight in the Galactic Front against Arachnids. We want you to enter the battle prepared, so we've taken the time to write up this Federation dossier to answer your troopers' most asked questions to provide you the clarity needed to take this fight to the bugs. So read below, troopers, and get up to date on how the Galactic Front works with or from lead game designer Chaz Barker. What is the Galactic Front event? The Galactic Front is a limited time event where players band together in companies or clans to fight against the bug menace and complete company operations. Winning company operations earns victory points, or VP, for the Federation. Victory points accumulate toward community-driven goals. All players work together to hit global milestones over the event's duration. So this is basically what it looks like when you load up the game. You click, the Galactic Front tab. You'll see this little status, window of how things are going. So when they took a picture of it, at that time it was 39% progress, which isn't, bad considering it's only the game 1.0 has only been out for a few days, right? And it kind of shows you like how many times troopers died. So there's like what, that's 1 million casualties. The bugs are faring a lot worse. I can't quite see what those numbers are, but it's basically the amount of intel that's gathered and how many operations were successfully completed. So about, is that 2,226? Not bad. And if you click view story, I believe the Sky Marshal will pop up here and they'll read off a script. And these are just a preview of some of the rewards that you can get. So I think there's like a decal, there's a visor, and one other thing. I'll show you that stuff when we get to that part of the video. How long will the Galactic Front last? Galactic Front is an ongoing operation that lasts for several weeks. Each front is a wholly new story and as such, maybe longer or shorter depending on the way the narrative unfolds and what new mechanics or events occur. Do your part to determine the future. So I think originally this was like 87 days, I think, when I first saw it. I mean, so it does have like a, ticking timer here. And I believe they go over it later in this post, but like, as long as the community base doesn't matter, like, you personally achieving every single thing, it's like the player base as a whole. As long as the player base as a whole can get this up to 100% progress, that means everybody is going to get the rewards here. You just need to have an active account in the game, and then you should be able to get the, the stiff, the cool loot. Okay, so where were we? Oh, I think we're here. Players will have this time to participate in missions, earn intel. So remember, you earn intel by completing regular missions and matchmaking. And launch company operations and contribute to the global victory point pool to unlock milestones. The current front, A New Frontier, will last until the end of December to give new players a chance to participate during the holiday season. Thank you very much for that. But could end sooner if victory conditions are met. This also gives us time to analyze and rebalance. Right now, I have to say with I think 6 company ops I've participated in. The bugs are pretty brutal here, especially with the mutares. But we'll go over that stuff when we get there and later on in this video. If the community completes the event before the last day, the spoils of war prizes will be awarded to all player accounts over the preceding couple of days. So just keep in mind it's not going to happen right away. You might need to wait a little bit in order to get the cool stuff. So be patient when these things are rolled out. It does take time to get everything dished out to everybody. So just, give them some time, you'll eventually get all the cool stuff. Next section. Do I need to participate in the Galactic Front to get rewards? This is a very important question because a lot of people ask about it. The Galactic Front represents humanity's efforts against the arachnid threat. As such, if humanity wins, we all win. So in the spirit of that, if the community gets enough victory points before the end of the event, then everyone with an account at the time of victory gets the spoils of war prizes. The final milestone must be completed before the time runs out in order for the community to get the prizes. This is not assured. Everyone must do their part. So basically what I think they're trying to say is like, try not to be a freeloader. You gotta do your part. Can't just always depend on other people to do the heavy lifting. You need to like, put a little effort in to help everyone out. Because again, this game is totally cooperative player versus environment. Doesn't matter if one person's better than another, you gotta like work together as a whole cohesive unit to defeat the bug menace. Okay, so try to, help out where you can. Of course, life always gets busy. You might have a job or family stuff you need to do, like I have all that. So I totally get where a lot of people are coming from, like, the fear of missing out, like I was. But I was, uh, adopted into in a company, so very grateful for being allowed into there. Which I will be running some ops. I've been I volunteered to run some ops for the company, and I'll try to see if I can get some of that stuff uploaded soon. We ran one op already. But everyone else ran some, but the event that I ran, I recorded, all that over the weekend. But anyways, back to this thing. To participate, players can join or create a company or clans where they can complete regular missions to earn intel for their company. Company officers can then use intel to initiate company operations, where your performance contributes to the global victory points earned. You can track the Federation's progress in the Galactic Front tab of the main menu, which is going to be right here. And this is the progress tracker. You can also see the Federation's progress by looking at the uncovered areas of fog on the planet's surface. So what that means is like, these areas here that looks literally kind of like foggy and cloudy and stuff. So the more that we progress, this galactic front on Boreas, the more of this like foggy, cloudy thing like kind of dissipates. I'm kind of curious where the progress is going to be when I check this out in Steam, or not in Steam, when in the game. But yeah. What are company officers? The initial creator of a company is automatically an officer. This assignment gives the authority to create company operations using the company's shared intel. However, they can also promote other members of the company to officers to help with the management of company operations. A little side tangent here, but you can also just create a solo company if you do not desire to team up or create your own company that you want other people to join. I believe you can make it private, and then you can manage the requests. There should be a request tab, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Maybe not just a second, but a little bit later after we finish this article. So this is kind of what it looks like. With officers, and here this is like the person that originally created the company. Am I required to join a company to participate in the Galactic Front? In a way, yes, but we want to stress that players can create a very small company, even if just by themselves, and they can create company operations for the community to matchmake into and contribute to the victory point. So just like I was saying, you can create a small company or just one for yourself, solo. But just know that you don't need to have a full-size company to drop into a mission. What happens if you go in with just maybe, for example, 8 people, right, from your company? It's going to backfill 8 more people to give you a full fire team in the game. Sometimes that doesn't always work because it's a little buggy right now, but the idea is that the matchmaking system will find people to join the mission that you created, so you're not just by yourself, because that'd be pretty damn impossible, right? Oh, and you have a chance to get into a company operation mission by doing quick play. I don't know what the percentage is that you can join, but there is a chance if you do quick play, you'll be able to go into the Galactic Front company operation. What are the different types of missions? Regular missions. These are the hourly missions that cycle and reward intel. The currency used to initiate company operations. These missions are available even outside the Galactic Front events. So, just regular missions, right? What we've always had. However, with company operations, these missions are only available during a Galactic Front story event and require intel to start and award victory points based on the performance of company members participating. What are company operations? Company operations are special missions that the company officers can create using intel. Think of it like a mission creation system. Instead of waiting for random missions to cycle, we wanted to give the community more choices while still keeping our matchmaking time as short as possible. So it's a little blurred out down here, but let's see if we get a better picture. Oh no, okay. I'll probably be able to show this to you when I go into the game. So basically, when you click on the play button right here, right? The play button that's right there in the top left. It'll give you an option to select the regular missions, or at the very bottom right here, there's a button that says you can create a company operation. So you get to choose one from 6 of these missions. Now I'm not sure if these really, well actually I think these do rotate, at least the mutators do. Sometimes you'll get a mutator for a tanker bug, and sometimes you won't. So if you're hunting for the tanker, just take a look at these mutators. So the top value here, that's going to be the amount of victory points that you need to spend in order to run this mission. And the mission should be available for the whole company to use for 1 hour. And then after the 1 hour is up, the company operations mission closes, and your company will need to spend another amount of points, victory points, in order to run another mission. What else? This is just how long I think it takes to complete a match. I don't think so. Or maybe this is the amount of time that it stays open for. I think that's what that is actually. Because some of these shouldn't take too long. So this is the amount of victory points that your company will have, and this is the max pool that you'll get to hold on to. So yeah. Excuse me. I've been talking so much this past week or so for content stuff. My throat's getting dry. So as is customary, I need a cough drop to lubricate my throat with some water. Okay. The rules right here. Just like regular missions, company operations can have mutations, but they also have specific objectives. For example, kill 500 drones that give extra victory points if completed. So I'm hoping to get some little clips for everyone to kind of see. I'm gonna put everything together. Yeah, we'll get that going. So how do I create a company operation? First, ensure you join or create a company using the company screen access via the main menu. This button right here, company. You get two options. Currently, we just have suggested and then create. This is going to be the suggested companies are going to be based on your region. So if you want to look for a different company or a specific company, you don't see it here, chances are it might be in a different region. So go to your settings, go to the region, switch it, and come back here and it should refresh. If you need to just refresh it and not change the region, just switch to another tab and come back to company. It should refresh. You can also go to settings and change the region back and forward, come back to the company tab. It should refresh. So yeah. So here will be just the company name, who created the company, how many people are in the company, a brief description, and then some of these are going to be private. So when you see send request, I believe that it's a private company. If it's just something that has no lock on it, there should be a different button here that says just join. Once you're part of a company, an officer. Once you're part of a company and an officer, navigate to the play screen as usual through the main missions flow. This button here, and then click this button right here. Click the Create Company Ops button to see a selection of company operations to purchase for your company. Each company operation is a curated mission with different difficulty levels, mutations, maps, and objectives to choose from. Once an officer has made a selection, they can spend the company's shared intel to create that company operation for their company and the entire community to matchmake into. So remember, you don't need the full company to be in there. You can have just a few people, and then once you start matchmaking, other people from the community will be able to load into the game with you. Create company operation. So this is what the window looks like. This is the primary objectives that we were talking about earlier. So if you complete the objectives, you get victory points. This is kind of a rough estimate of how long you should expect to take. So some middle ground thing, game mode, horde, difficulty, that's normal. Brief description what the mode is. This is how much it costs for victory points. And then you can just go ahead and purchase it. If there's not enough intel to purchase the operation, the members will need to complete regular missions to collect more. This limitation prevents too many company operations from being generated and the matchmaking system from becoming overwhelmed and slowing down due to matchmaking population splitting up into smaller groups. How do I earn intel? How much do I need to start a company operation? Intel is a currency earned from regular missions. It accumulates in the company's wallet, which is here. Here, this whole thing. Company officers can then spend that currency to create a company operation that troopers can deploy to for a predefined period of time, usually an hour. Again, we want to give the player community more choice of missions and make them thematic to the current story. The intel mutation is a mechanic to keep our matchmaking time as short as possible. On average, each special operation costs about 100 intel to initiate, but the cost scales up with difficulty. We balance this up or down to ensure the community isn't too split up. This allows matchmaking times to stay low while giving more mission choices to players. Company members can earn intel by completing regular missions, and the intel they collect is pooled within their company for officers to use. Troopers do not need to be within the same company to get the intel rewards when joining company operations. Troopers can also use the Quick Play button to join other company operations, or current matchmaking will prioritize. Sorry, I read that wrong. Our current matchmaking will prioritize troopers joining these missions. So let's keep in mind, like we said before, you can just go into Quick Play and you'll have a chance to go into a company op. What are victory points, or VP, and how do I earn them? Victory points are the primary metric for the Galactic Front. They represent the Federation's progress in the campaign against the bugs. Victory points are earned by participating in company operations, where players are awarded medals based on their performance. Each medal contributes a certain number of VP to your company, and a total VP helps the global community hit event milestones. How are medals distributed in company operations, and what do they mean? Medals are awarded in company operations based on performance. Each operation awards 1 gold medal for mission victory, and potentially additional bronze, silver, and gold medals based on the objectives. That's pretty small, so I'm hoping to get a clip for you of what that looks like. Each medal contributes a variable amount of VP, but the value of gold medals is always higher than silver, and so on. For example, gold medal you get 100 VP, silver you get 50, bronze you get 25. The total number of VP earned depends on the number of medals and the number of company members participating. So, if you got like, what's it? For my most recent company op that I ran, we had like 8 or 9 people. I think we had 8 people from the company, and by the end of it, we got about 2,200 VP. So you can see that if you have more company members participating, you get more VP, which kind of like helps you what's the word, like self-propagate, or like, invest into the next company operation. Because what we saw earlier, right, each company operation is like 100 to about 300 victory points to run. So, if you win, you can keep making missions. And even when you complete a mission, I believe you can still run that same mission over and over until that 1 hour time limit is done. Something to keep in mind. What are milestones, and why are they important? Milestones are community-wide goals that the global player base works towards during the Galactic Front. As the global victory points total increases, milestones are unlocked. As stated before, troopers can also view this on the planet's surface as the Federation clears the planet's fog of war. After a milestone is unlocked, a new set of company operation options will be made available. Okay, so I didn't know that. So, it looks like the further we can progress this, like each milestone. Let me see if we have that here. So these are the milestones, I believe. So we have already hit the first one. So we got 3 more milestones to work towards. And each time one of these gets checked off like this, we get to do more, different missions. At least that's what it's saying all the way down there. So these will have new maps, mutations, and objectives that map to the current phase of the story or to special events that are advertised currently on social media and Discord. Oh, perfect. They already have it down here. I didn't need to scroll up. So the final milestone is unlocked before the time expires, and the whole player base is given rewards like cosmetic items, new content, or other exclusive customizations. In the New Frontier Galactic Front, the one that we're currently on, the New Frontier, the rewards are a Boreas-themed visor, decal, and weapon skin. How can I track our progress in the Galactic Front? Players can track the whole community's progression through the Galactic Front tab on the main menu. It shows the intel companies have collected, the number of special operations the community has completed, and how close the global community is reaching the next milestone. So the current milestone we're 40% complete at least as of when this post was made. What happens when the Galactic Front ends? If the Federation finishes the final milestone before the time runs out, the community has succeeded. Sky Marshal will debrief and start preparations for the next Galactic Front. At the end of the event, all rewards are given to the entire community, meaning all players with a game account. This distribution may take a few days as we deliver the spoils of war to all troopers. So here's a preview. Got a visor, decal, weapon skin. That can be viewed in the bottom right hand corner in the Galactic Front tab. So if the final milestone is not achieved before the timer runs out, the Federation has failed in its objectives. The Sky Marshal will probably have something motivational to say about the matter, and the rewards will not be distributed to the troopers. Perhaps one day they will be available again in future Galactic Front. Once the Galactic Front is over, normal missions will continue, but the special company operations will no longer be available. So basically that's it. That's the explanation on how it works. Alright troopers, so we finally made it into the game. So let's just kind of we're gonna go a little impromptu again. We're not reading off any script, so I'm just doing stuff that pops into my brain. So when you load in, right, if you're already in a company, this is the VP tracker, the victory point tracker. So currently in the company I'm in, we got about 6,000 points. You can only carry a maximum of 9,999. So if you want to, let's back up. So if you want to run a company mission and you're an officer, again, click on this button. Make sure you're in play, main missions. How convenient. So somebody in the company is running Horde, or they created Horde. So this is what it looks like when something's already created. I think there should be like a VP thingy here, or at least some more information. But you just click play and do the matchmaking. However, if you do create company ops, you'll get this stuff. You'll see that someone's already selected this, so that's going to be, I believe, off limits. So you can see the other ones are available for use. Now the thing you want to keep an eye out for, if you're looking for the tanker bug, it'll show up as you used to be able to hover over this, but you used to be able to hover over this and it showed you what the mutator is. Now, I don't want to click on this and accidentally create a company operation. I don't mean to. I am an officer and I do have the power to create this stuff, but it's a shared resource, so I don't want to like create anything without, seeking approval for it with other officers. But when you do have one selected and you're getting ready to create, just hover over these icons. These are called mutator icons. That's going to give you a description of like the additional modifiers to the game. So if this is still the same, one of them is going to be Warrior Ambush or Warrior Frenzy. This is going to make the Warrior bug super fast. One's going to be Drone Pack, so when drones spawn into the game, there's going to be a ton of them. And I forget what the third one was. But check those out. That's going to be what it's going to make the game a little more difficult. So as you can see, there's one for Arc, Horde, AAS, or Advanced and Secure. There's another Advanced and Secure in Hive Hunt, and there's another Horde. Yeah. What else? Well, quick play. I guess it does give you the option to quick play into Boreas, which is a Galactic Front. So this is totally randomized if you click that, I believe. Yeah. But the Galactic Front button. Oh wow, 46%. Okay. So what's that? I don't know. It's 100,000 million, 110 million bugs have been killed. Almost 6 million intel has been gathered, and just about 2,700 operations have been completed. We're just about halfway to complete this milestone. Yeah, we're getting there, but we're also dying a lot. And you can see, this is where, Galactic Front operations are taking place. You can't really select anything. It's just more like a visual, like cool cinematic thing, right? I kind of like how the ships pop in and out, and like there's like nukes and stuff going on. You can see the plasma bug shooting the thing. This is like a nice little preview of what you can expect to get for the rewards. Cycles. Now, if you're on a keyboard, I don't know what this is going to be on controller. You need to figure it out. If you do A, it shows you how many missions you completed, but I think that's kind of bugged because, or actually, now that I think about it, I think I was thinking about this wrong the whole time. This might refer to this, because that's like the start, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we just started. This is the current progress of the, I guess you can say, the Galactic Front. I originally thought that this was like how many successful missions you completed as a company. I'm pretty sure the company has completed at least 2 so far, maybe 3. So I guess my initial thought process was wrong. This looks like it correlates to the progress tracker down here. View story.
Attention troopers. Today marks the dawn of a new era for the Federation. Deep space scans have
Just listen
discovered
to
a
this real
remote
quick.
planet in the unexplored system of Quana. We have named the planet Boreas, as it appears to be a frozen expanse filled with untapped resources and opportunities. The particulars of these resources are not fully understood, but the spectroscopic data indicates they have immense potential as energy sources. We will not be alone on this planet. Our first wave rangers have reported multiple encounters with the bug. Their presence, though unwelcome, will not deter us from hoisting the Federation flag high above this icy land.
I don't know if you're able to hear that, but basically this person is just like, reading all this off. I don't know, like all the ranks and insignias. Like I'm not that well versed into the lore. I grew up watching the film, but I was like not super hardcore into like every single detail kind of thing, right? Too much of one thing's never good, right? But yeah, I do find the game fun. I always thought the movie was pretty kick-ass. I'm here, I'm playing the game, and it's pretty damn fun. But I assume this stuff down here will unlock when we, unlock the milestones. Excuse me. So you click Z. This just gives you kind of like a really quick breakdown of like what all this is, right? So you join a company, don't go alone. A company connects you with fellow players, unlock special opportunities for content, right? Play regular missions. When you complete regular missions, you get intel. It'll be like an additional pop-up screen, which I hope to show you somewhere in this video. So it should show up after you complete the mission, or like not the mission, but the game. Be a separate pop-up window that will show you how many victory points you've earned, or intel, whatever you want to call it, that you can turn into like VP. Join company ops. Company leaderships can turn intel into company operations. Get cool cosmetics. Excuse me. Victory. You'll earn victory points, or VP, by completing company operations. Victory points will be converted into Galactic Front progression. So yeah. So if you're curious about what the company tab looks like, let's check it out. You might have already guessed it, but I'm part of Raid, if you've been watching. So you'll see that whoever the master is, that's going to be, again, the person who first created the company. And you'll see all the other officers in this company, right? You can report stuff, you can edit the company, things like that. What else? Of course, you can set, this is how you set it to private. Okay. Join requests. We've been getting a lot of people that have been sending in requests, but this is only really open to playtesters and some of the content creators. So, that's just, what's going on. If you want to leave the company for whatever reason, you can click on that. If you want to just view the members only, you can just, click on this button here. Now, when you click on this, you'll see every single person pop up, and anyone that's online, like me and Warpath, will show up as online. So everyone's been made an officer here, which you'll see here. So if you're curious. So that's kind of like what the company button looks like if you already created one, or if you're already in one. If you want to create one, there'll be a couple different extra buttons right here that you can click on. And then you just follow the interface, follow the pop-up screens, and enter the information that way. Alright, troopers, so I combed through some of the gameplay that I recorded earlier for this company op that I ran. And just kind of want to go over this last bit of information before we wrap up the video. So, after you go through the game, you've gone through all the scoring and all that, this very last thing will pop up, and you'll see the objectives that you were working towards. So for us, we had to kill 500 Frost Warriors and 600 Frost Drones. And our secondary objective was kill 5 Grenadiers. So as you can see, we achieved all these objectives. We got 1 gold medal and 1 silver medal. Now I'm not quite sure how these points add up down here, because this is only worth 100 a piece and this is worth 50. So I don't know how the math really adds up for this, but the other thing that we can look at is that it takes into consideration how many company members are in the game with you. So for example, we had 9 company members playing in the match, and it multiplied this victory points by 9. So in the end, we actually got 2,970 victory points. So you can kind of get this idea that the more company members you have in the game with you means that you get a larger payout in the end. So if you can get a good amount of people in, that means you'd have to do less farming with regular missions, because as you can see here, this is a sizable chunk of victory points. So let's keep that in mind if you want to keep running those company ops. You want to try to group up with as many company members as possible. But of course, if you want to run a solo company, it's totally okay. I think it's still possible to run company ops. You just might have to farm the VP a little bit harder because you'll be on your own. So that's like the only downside to making a solo company, if that is something you wish to pursue, right? But yeah, that's about all I had for company operations and how it works, extra information I added in. So hopefully this helps you get a better understanding of how this stuff works. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description of the post that I read this from, which we read together earlier in the video. But yeah, if you ever have any questions, you can always send it in through the comments for the video, and I'll do my best to help you out. Well, this has been Random Game Channel. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the field, troopers.